Huge announcement. I have a web store, sort of. I'm selling merchandise on Redbubble. Do you know Redbubble? I'm getting it up now. Redbubble, you go to Redbubble, Geggy Comedy, Greg Larson, Redbubble, look me up. You can buy stuff. I'm selling fucking mugs and shirts and dresses and duvet covers with designs on them that I have created. There's stuff about cum on there. There's stuff where I've made it look like I've got a weird head, and I have a quote saying, I just graduated from Head Job University. I've got a mug that says, people think I'm drinking coffee, but I'm actually drinking human urine. That's the kind of stuff you could buy. You could buy that and have that in your house. Imagine that. Do it. And if you don't want to buy any of that stuff, you're insane. But also, then get on my Patreon. Get on my Patreon. The Patreon members get all the episodes. None of the episodes have this little intro. None of the episodes have any ads in them. And also, there's occasionally extra episodes. I just did an AMA, Ask Me Anything. It's up there on the Patreon right now. You can chat to me. I'll answer your questions. I'll fucking talk to you. So get onto my Patreon, get onto my web store, get onto it. This is the Greg Larson Show. Let's get fucking going. Oh, no. Oh, you have to move, because I have Adobe Audition open on a second screen, and I push space bar to stop, and then it all it did was scroll down the page further, because I didn't have Adobe Audition selected. Now I'm pushing spacebar to stop the recording now.
The Greg Larson Show. The big unit is ready to go. The Greg Larson Show. Smack around on the marzipan. A fresh custard in his hand. The greatest podcast in all the land. Greg Larson Show.
Hello, I'm Greg Larson, and welcome back to another episode of the Greg Larson Show. Today's a special little episode because guess what? The Melbourne Comedy Festival's coming up, and I've got a show, and my show's going to be at Cooper's Inn, and it's going to be so fun. It's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be a great show. Everyone's going to love this show. It's going to be one of the greatest shows. It's going to be one of the greatest shows. I'm so good at making shows. Maybe Greenland could be part of this show. Maybe Canada could be a state in this show. I love a show. So I'm doing my show, and you know what? I want to run some bits by you. These are some of my new bits. I've got a list here. I've got stuff. If anyone tells you that I haven't written the show and I haven't gotten it ready, they're a fucking liar, and I'll kick them in the head. But, you know, there's always new bits, always gaps, always whatever. And I got some gaps. And I got a bunch of new bits. I got a bunch of old bits. I got some old. I've been scouring my phone and my notes. I've been coming up with new ideas. I've been rehashing some old ideas, trying to give a little fresh take. And I want to run you through some of my bits. I'm going to do a stand-up comedy performance for you all. Would you like that? Would you like a stand-up comedy performance? Oh, no, thank you. Cheers. No. Thank you so much. So yeah, I've got some one-liners. I got some one-liners, I got some bits, I got some topics, I got some life stories. We'll see how many we get through. I just want to run a few things by you, and maybe on your social media you'll put a little comment on there, and you go, hey, I love that bit about the pussy. Oh, I love that bit about the cum. Or you might go, hey, I didn't so much like that bit about the cum. You know, like whatever. Like give me some feedback. So yeah, I'm gonna do some comedy for you, in a room, and not know if it's working or not because you're not here to laugh or yell at me. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with some one-liners. These are some one-line jokes I've been working on. I never usually do one-liners, little short jokes, but here's a little taste. Let's get into some of these. Let's get into some of these one-liners.
1, 2, 1, 2. Imagine. Okay, so you have to put yourself in.
You have to put yourself in the position that you've just come into a show, a comedy show, and I'm here and I'm standing there and now I'm going, hey audience, how are you? Like, welcome to the show. This is the environment we're in, right? Close your eyes. Imagine you're seated next to someone. Imagine the room is full and there's an usher has said, you know, everybody, you know, get as far left as you can. You know, fill every seat because it's a sold out room tonight. Fill every seat, please. And the usher's yelling at you and people are trying to save seats and they're going, you can't save seats. You got to move across. Fill up from the front, please. Fill up from the front. And all the people at the front were all the old boomers who got like a 2-for-1 deal and have never heard of me. And they're like, oh yeah, I guess I'll sit at the front because they're always standing there first with their little tickets. And they hate it. And like the audience is liking it, but all I can see with the lights is the front 2 rows. And it's these old people that hate the show and they hate me. And it's all I can think about. It doesn't matter how well the show is going. They hate me so much and they want me to die. And they can't, and they would leave if they'd sat up the back, but they're too embarrassed to get up. And they just sit there, just staring at me as I go, Peter Dutton's a pedophile. And the old man's shaking his head going, that's not true. So imagine that. Imagine you're in that scenario and I've just walked out on the stage, this big old comedian, and I go, hey, maybe I do a little bit of crowd work. I go, what do you do for a living? You suck off a dog? Cool. And now I do some one-line jokes.
Is Batman here? Hello? Can I just ask, is Batman here? You know Batman from the movies? Batman? Is he here? You know why I ask? Because the Joker is.
I'm pointing to myself when I say the Joker is. Not that I'm the Joker, the idea of the bit is that I am a comedian. I'm the Joker in the sense that I'm the Joker. I'm not like going, I'm the Joker, baby. Not that. I'm not the comic book Joker. I am a Joker. I'm a Joker.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Yeah, that Joker bit went really well. I was just wondering, why do they call them root vegetables? You know? Why do they call them root vegetables? I tried to fuck a baked potato the other day and I burned my dick. Is that effect too low? Is it too distracting? I can edit it. Pitch shift. Turn it up. 1, 2. You want it to be low enough to be funny, but not low enough that you can't hear it. Oh, it's turned off. Oh, it's back on. You know, people are always telling me, they're always saying you shouldn't resort to violence just because you have a disagreement with someone. You shouldn't resort to violence just because you have a disagreement with someone. Well, I mean, that's the opposite is true. It would be terrible to resort to violence with someone who you agree. You know what I'm talking about, people? It's like, hey, you like Radiohead as well. I'm gonna bash your head in. I'm gonna bash you. Because you like Radiohead and I like Radiohead, and that we agree on something, so I'm gonna resort to violence. Do you understand how it's a joke? Don't fucking look at me like that. I've got a nickname. Anyone here got a nickname? Yeah, I've got one. My friends call me the Goblin. 'Cause I'm always gobbling pussy. Always gobbling pussy. That's a great bit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please sit down. Sit down. You know, I've recently been backpacking. Yeah, I've been backpacking all around the world. You might say I've caught the travel bug. HIV. Barney's Warehouse. Da-da. This next joke is for the fellas. I love taking opioids. You know what I'm talking about, dudes? I love taking opioids. People say that opioids are destroying society. Opioids destroying society? They said the same thing about civil rights.
The premise of that joke is like it's a sort of an ironic thing saying like, oh, you're saying opioids are bad. Well, some people said that equal rights for men and women is bad. Like, do you understand? And I'm ironically saying that as if to say, it's the same argument that I guess that like a lot of conservatives make, where they'll be like, oh, if I can't think of an example. It's like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, do you understand the premise of the joke? If it's not funny, do you at least understand that there's a comedic premise behind it? Like, it's like saying, okay, so a bad faith argument would be like a conservative would say something like, oh, you think it's okay to drink water, do you? Oh, well, petrol's also a liquid. Do you think it's okay to drink petrol? It's kind of like the opposite of that, saying like, you used to say that giving women the right to vote was bad, and now you're saying that taking opioids is bad. Well, which is it? You know, like it's a false premise, which is which is why it's funny.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much. I had some. You ever had these lollies, the Sour Patch Kids? Yeah. I had some Sour Patch Kids the other day. Oh, Jesus Christ. Those Sour Patch Kids taste so good, they make me want to become a pedophile. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we love to muck around here. Yes, thank you. Cheers, thank you. God, I think about some weird stuff. You know, I think about some weird stuff. I was thinking the other day, imagine eating out Trump's asshole. Licking out Trump's asshole. Imagine licking it out. It'd be like growling out a cheesel. Oh, fuck. Oh. I mean, I wouldn't know what growling out Trump's asshole is like. You'd have to ask Peter Dutton.
This is a joke I did in. This is actually a joke I did in Slurps Up. I did a show called Slurps Up 2 years ago. And I did it I think for half of the run, and then I got too scared to do it again. But I think it's funny. Well, here's the joke.
Well, thanks everybody. Thanks so much. We're having a great time. Do you want to hear my impression of a Hillsong Christian pastor? Like someone who's from the Hillsong Church, who's a cool Hillsong pastor? Yeah, you do? You want to hear my impression of a Hillsong pastor? Alright. Okay, I'll do it. Imagine I got a backwards cap on. Yo, what up, dog? Abortions are gay.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those jokes where you say the word abortion and stuff and Christian and people are clench up, but it's it's ironic. It's funny. It's they're really super conservative. The idea is that because they're really super conservative and they want to destroy. They hate gay people. The Hillsong Christians are psychotic, but they're yeah, dog. What up? So.
Oh, thanks. We're having a great time here tonight. Geez. Anyone who believes that humankind is worth saving has never been inside an airport dunny. People talk about the beauty and the dignity of humanity, and humanity is not the Sistine Chapel. Humanity is not Michelangelo's church. Humanity is a broken down Dyson Airblade covered in the shit and piss of all the scum who've been through there without a care for anyone else who goes into the airport toilet, because all they think about is themselves. They don't give a shit. They don't live in a society. They don't live in a community. They piss on everything. They shit on everything. Yeah, geez. It's rough out there. There's a lot of political opinions. You know what I'm talking about? I saw some graffiti the other day. I saw some graffiti on the wall. You ever seen any of this graffiti before? I saw some graffiti, and the graffiti said, "Capitalism is killing us." That was what it said, and I thought, oh, okay. Maybe that's what killed my son. But then I remembered, he died from biting off his own dick. He died from biting off his own dick, my little boy. Please calm down everyone. Stop trying to touch my bumhole. Thank you so much, everyone. We're having a great night here at the comedy show. Public transport's crazy, isn't it? Public transport's so wild and crazy. What's your favourite tram route? Is it the 55? Is it the 86? Oh, riding around on the 86. I'll tell you my favourite tram route. My favourite tram route is the one I had on the way here. That's right, I had a route with the ticket inspector on the tram. It was crazy, man. It was like he was checking my ticket, and then our hands sort of touched, and then they kept touching, and then he was like, "Is this happening?" And I went, "Yeah." And then we fucked on the tram. That's my favourite tram route, is the 69. I want to make a remake of The Odd Couple. Do you remember that show, The Odd Couple? Who remembers The Odd Couple? Round of applause if you remember The Odd Couple. No. Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning. Who here remembers The Odd Couple? Round of applause if you remember The Odd Couple. Yeah, well, I want to make a remake of The Odd Couple. I want to call it The Odd Thruple. There's the clean one, the messy one, and the one who talked the other two into it against their wishes. The third one does burlesque. There's always one in the thruple that hates it. There's always one in the thruple that's like, I wish this was not a thruple. And there's always one who does burlesque.
Yeah, so that's my one-liners. Suck my balls. Oh, there was no voice effect. Yeah, I think there's some funny bits. Some bits that need to be worked out. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to go to some commercials, and we're going to be right back very, very soon.
Come on down to the Greg Larson Redbubble, where you can buy a shirt that says "Cum Dog Trillionaire." It's got a close-up JPEG that's really pixelated, and you can buy it as a dress. A woman could wear it. It says "Cum Dog Trillionaire," and one woman has bought one. It's fucked. Greg Larson on Redbubble. Wait.
Have you got a dead dad that's stuck in a bag? Well, why don't you come down to my shop where I take your dead dad and trade it in for 16 Pokemon cards. That's right, if you have a dead dad in a bag, I will give you 16 Pokemon cards. It's a niche business and it's doing very poorly. It's also very illegal, so don't tell anyone that you're coming in with a bag with a dead dad in it, or else I'll go to jail, as will you. If you come in with your dead dad in a bag, I'll give you a Charizard Pokemon card, and also a Pikachu Pokemon card. I can't tell you where it is because I'll get the cops in me. You gotta do the fucking research, man. Do the research and figure out how to get here. Bring your dead dad in a bag. Thanks very much.
That was Dead Dad in a Bag business. They're a business that does dead dads in a bag. I got a lot of topics. I want to talk about. What about this? Okay, so here's some bits. Here's some ideas for bits, right? I got a couple of bit ideas. Play a little music here. I think about some weird shit, you know what I'm talking about. I think about some crazy stuff. I was thinking the other day, what if Jeffrey Dahmer's dad was an Aussie? You know Jeffrey Dahmer, the serial killer who chopped everyone up and ate them and put them in barrels and stuff? Because I was watching that show, the documentary about him, or the TV series about him. And the dad was like, "Oh no, Jeffrey, what have you done?" And I thought, if he was an Aussie, I think it would go a little something like this. Mr. Dahmer, your son is... Wait, no, I'll just start again. I'll just do the dad. Forget the setup. So this is a segment called "What if Jeffrey Dahmer's dad was an Aussie?"
Oh! Jesus Christ, Jeffrey! What the fuck have you done? Oh, God! Oh, you've put a fucking... What? You've got a torso in a fucking barrel? God, Jeffrey! God, yuck! That's disgusting. Oh, you're fucking fucking disgusting, Jeffrey. I'm sick of this crap. This absolute crap from you, day in, day out. You're boiling up skulls and bloody cooking up bits of men. Ugh. God, Jeffrey, grow up. Just grow up. Get this. The room stinks. It just friggin' stinks in here. Get these barrels out of here. You're fucking disgusting, Jeffrey. Just smarten up. You're fucking 25, for Christ's sake. I shouldn't be in here having to tell you to not put a fucking torso in a barrel, Jeffrey. Christ. Oh my God. What's your mother gonna say when she sees the torso? Yeah, you are getting rid of that before she comes over. I'll tell you that much. I'll friggin' tell you that much. God, Jeffrey. Oh my God, you're a... When are you gonna learn? You know, when are you just gonna... Why don't you just get a fucking proper job for once? Stop putting these torsos in barrels and legs in soups or whatever you're doing. God, you're disgusting, Jeffrey. Don't tell your nana about any of this. She's got enough on her plate, okay? Alright. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, mate. Okay. Alright, see ya.
So that's, hang on. You know what you never hear about anymore? People having their ribs removed to suck their own dick. There, I said it. That was always happening, wasn't it? In the 90s, there was a rumor that Prince had his ribs removed so he could suck his own dick. There was a rumor that Marilyn Manson had his ribs removed so he could suck his own dick. There was a rumor that Marilyn Manson was the kid from the Wonder Years and that he had his ribs removed so he could suck his own dick. I wonder if anyone ever got the surgery. You know what I'm talking about? Did anyone ever get the rib removal surgery? Did anyone ever do it? Imagine getting the surgery. Imagine imagine going through that. Imagine being, because that's elective surgery for a start. Medicare is not covering that. You're not getting that on Medicare. That's an elective surgery. You're going to have to save up. Everyone's going, what are you saving up for? And you're like, I got to get this surgery done. They're like, what surgery? And like, just some back stuff. I just got some back stuff. You got to protect, and then you have to tell people like, I'm going to be in hospital for ages. Don't worry about it. And everyone's going to be like, and you're like, can you drive me home from the hospital? Like I can't drive for like 2 days. And everyone's like, well, yeah, but why? And you're like, don't worry about it. Just forget it, man. And everyone's like, what are you doing? And you're just in the hospital for ages. And you're too afraid to talk to the doctor. You're just like, can you just remove my ribs? And the doctor's like, yeah, okay. And and the doctor's like, why? And you're like, man, I'm paying you, dude. Just fucking do it. And then finally, after like months of recuperation, just, $50,000, $100,000, whatever the fuck it costs, just being, just laid up in bed, taking medication to stop blood clots from forming, you're like, all right. And then you lean down and it's like, nah, you still can't do it because and that's when you realize it's not about the ribs. It's about the flexibility. It's about the flexibility. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't suck your own dick just because you've got your bottom two ribs removed. You got to be flexible. You got to be like a friggin' gymnast. Like that's how you do it. That's how you bloody suck your own dick. And also, it's about that you can, if you got a big hog, you can suck your own dick right now. Like you could just fucking get onto it. But like if you can't do it with a microchode, you're like, I've got my bottom two ribs removed, but you've just got a button for a dick. You've got a big red button. You can't suck that. This is true, actually. This is a true story. This happened to me the other day. I'll play some music. This happened to me the other day. This is true. I was walking along my neighborhood, and I came to some rubbish on the nature strip. I don't know what you Americans or the Finland listener would call that. The bit of grass in front of a house that's technically council property. Or, you know, it's not, you don't own it kind of thing. The nature strip, they call it. Easement, maybe. Anyway. In front of this house, I saw a big, old, kind of rusted, clearly no longer working, old-ass refrigerator. An old refrigerator. Just sitting there, empty and rusted and broken. And next to that refrigerator, on the grass, on the side of the road, was a huge box for a brand new refrigerator. An empty box for a Fisher & Paykel new fridge. A big empty box for a new fridge next to the remnants of an old broken fridge. And around the old fridge and the new fridge, there was tape. It looked like police tape at first, but then on closer inspection, it was from the city council. And it said, Darebin City Council. And there was a notice up there, a pasted sign that said, "This is illegal dumping of rubbish and is currently under investigations by our investigations team." This illegal dumping of rubbish. There was an official notice saying it was under investigation by the investigations team. And I looked at the broken fridge and the box of the new fridge next to it. And then I turned my head and looked at the house that the broken fridge and the fridge box were sitting in front of. And I thought, I should be on this investigations team because I've cracked this case wide open. Let me on the fucking squad because I've got a theory and I might be right. Is that funny? Is that a funny bit? There's no ending to it, is there? But it's you know, call the investigations team. It was the house that the fridge was in front of. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. I think it annoys me when people say, let's get serious for a minute. Let's talk about politics. I am no stranger to talking about politics, to talking about little political issues like Peter Dutton, the pedophile. He's not a pedophile, but again, I'm trying to get that rumor started. I'm hoping that he'll sue me. I want to be sued by Peter Dutton. But I want to talk about this, right? Because it feels very polarized at the moment. It does. It feels very polarized at the moment. It feels like there's a lot of extreme left and extreme right. You know what I'm talking about? It feels like there's a lot of, you know, people in the streets saying like, you know, destroy the government, you know, anarchy, communism, socialism, whatever on one hand. And then people in the streets going, we're neo-Nazis, we're fucking, you know, praising Hitler and being racist and whatever, right? There's a lot of people with, you know, these extreme opinions. And people say that, I've heard it said a few times, that the extreme left and the extreme right are very similar. They call it the horseshoe theory, right? That they're quite the same. That both ends of the spectrum are actually very much alike. And I disagree, you know, but I think, but here's the thing, right? Here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You see, like, I don't know if I disagree because, you know, here's an example, right? In World War II, I heard this story, that during World War II, and when the Germans began to retreat in the Soviet Union, they had made gains in the Soviet Union. When they began to retreat, there was an SS division that was captured by Soviet troops, right? An entire SS division. And we're talking about the SS here, not the Wehrmacht. We're talking about the architects and the people responsible personally for the Holocaust. There was no innocent SS. I mean, there was no innocent Wehrmacht either, but that's a whole other thing. This is a joke, by the way. All this is a setup to a joke. Just so you know. So the SS division was captured, but this is true too. The SS division was captured by the Soviet troops. The SS were notoriously cruel. They were death squads. It's literally what they were. They were death squads. The Soviet troops captured the SS, and instead of treating them with dignity and respect, instead of putting them in a prison in accordance with the Geneva Convention, what they did was there was this large. It was very, very cold, and there's this large muddy stretch. They were having trouble getting their tanks across. And they laid down all the German SS troops, like sort of side by side, and sort of tied them all together. And while they were alive, they'd sort of tied them down and forced them down, and then they sprayed them all with water, and kept spraying them and overnight they froze solid in the Arctic, in the cold Russian winter, and they froze to death. They froze them alive. And then they used their frozen bodies as a thing to drive over the rough terrain. They used their frozen bodies as a road to drive their tanks over. You know what I mean? Like that's a thing that the extreme left did to the extreme right. And I think that just goes to show that the extreme left are really, really fucking cool. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are the Nazis we're talking about. I don't know if you guys know about these Nazis, but that is some cool dude shit. That is what a fucking cool dude would do. Drive a tank over a Nazi? You got my vote. What?
Greg.
Hey, my name is Greg and I'm talking to you.
Greg. Do you reckon Grandpa Joe ever had a wank in bed with the other in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Do you reckon Grandpa Joe ever had a wank? Like, do you reckon Grandpa Joe was ever in his bed and it was, midnight or whatever, and he'd be like, "Hey, Josephine, Grandma Josephine, are you awake? Are you awake? Oi, are you awake?" And then you go to the other grandpa, like Grandpa Pete, I don't remember the other grandpa's name. "You awake, mate? Are you awake? Oi, Charlie, you awake?" And then he saw no one was awake, and then he just sort of pulled his duvet up under his chin and tucked his chin under it and put his legs up a little bit so you couldn't see what he was doing, and then put his hand down and just with his thumb and forefinger just massage his little nub of an old man dick, and then just like slowly it's almost like he's just massaging out and the cum, and he'd just go "Ugh." and then he just did a cum while all the other grandparents were asleep, but one of them wasn't. One of them was awake and was just pretending to be asleep and hated it.
All right. I want to This is a controversial opinion. This will get me cancelled. I'm all about feminism, believe me. I'm an ally, right? There's a lot of things that women have it worse in a lot of ways. But I hear this complaint that women get mad at men for one thing, and I think it's invalid. And I say this to women everywhere. It's not our fault. It is not our fault that you don't have pockets. We didn't do that. You did it. You did it. We didn't do it. We haven't. I promise you, no dude, no bloke is going, oh, let's make these jeans without pockets. I promise you, it's all the fashion designers. You did it. It's nothing to do with us. We haven't taken them. We haven't got them. If you want pockets, just get some pockets. There's nothing we can do at this point. There's nothing that men can do to help you in this task. It's not our fault you don't have pockets. You can get a pair of jeans. It's all bullshit. They've made it all up. They've said, oh, we've got women's jeans and we've got men's jeans, and you have to get the women's jeans. And for some reason, the fly is done up the other way. You could just get some men's jeans. You could just buy some men's jeans. They got heaps of pockets in them. And you know what you're going to say? You're going to say, yeah, but men's jeans aren't cut to fit women's bodies. Well, guess what? They're fucking not cut to fit men's bodies either. Pockets is what you have when you value functionality over form. Men's jeans are just, you got two legs, here's two holes, put them down, put them in. There's fucking pockets, they don't look good on you, you fucking dog-ass cunt. What do you want, a flare? Nah. You got relaxed fit or straight cut. Get pockets and go to work, you cunt. They're just a straight up and down kind of business. If you take an item of clothing and you add pockets and you put stuff in the pockets, it removes the silhouette and it makes it look like men's clothes. That's just what it is. Do you want pockets? You can have them. It's not our fault. I was going to make a sound and I just pushed the thing again. Is that controversial? I've just got written here, astrology is the gateway to being a neo-Nazi. I don't know where I'm going with that, but it's true. It used to be that, like, just being into alternative things like star signs and crystals would be like, oh yeah, cool, you're into star signs and crystals and you're going to have a little crystal hanging above your bed. Sick. Now it means there is 6 months tops until you start going on about how the white race is being replaced. It's true. I don't know how it happened. That's the overlap. That's you 1 minute you were a Greens voter living in Byron, then you are going, I want to be Hitler now. I don't know what the fucking bit is. I don't know what the bit is. Here's another bit. If you are drinking vodka and soda, if that's a drink that you are drinking right now or choosing to drink, just do meth. What's the point? It tastes bad. You just want to get fucked up and it tastes bad. Just do meth. There's no calories in meth. If you hate life that much that you want to have a vodka and a soda, just do meth. If you've got no joy left in your heart that you think, I want to drink vodka and soda because I want to make my mouth feel bad. I don't want to feel bad. I want to feel low pleasure, but I want to be numb and fucked up. Just do meth. You know what I'm talking about? I think there's something funny about that. We're getting near the end. We're getting near the end of the amount of time that I have for this podcast. I was going to do. I've got all these ideas written down. I once worked at a call center, and I got fired from a call center. One of the only jobs I got fired for. I did talk about this in a show, but then I cut the bit out because the show was too long. I don't know if you've heard this bit, but there was a guy. Like at this call center, and this is a bit I did in a show, right? At this call center, I got I had to go to a meeting because they were timing how long I would spend on the toilet. Because I would go into the toilet, I'd go to the toilet, and then they'd go, "Oh, you're away from your desk for this many minutes." Like, why? I'm like, "I'm at the toilet." And I'm like, "What are you?" And they actually were like, "Can we figure out ways to reduce your toilet time?" And I wanted to kill myself. And I got fired from that job. But there was someone at that shop, and this was a large superannuation company in a high-rise office building. This is an office job in a call center in a superannuation company in a high-rise office building. And someone in that building was going into the men's toilets and smearing their own shit on the wall. Like on a regular basis, they were wiping their own shit onto the wall. Like, I guess doing a shit in their hand and then smearing it on the wall and then like leaving the cubicle and like getting away with it. And I guess they weren't fired. Like, I was fired. They weren't fired. And it's one of those weird things where it's like I'm both disgusted and infuriated, but also completely understand. Like, I understand why you would be in an office and think, I want to wipe my feces on the wall. Like, we all get that on a primal level. Like, that makes sense. Like, that's not something that doesn't make sense. It's something I don't like. I don't want it to happen. I don't want to see it, and you shouldn't do it. But still, it makes sense. Like, I understand why it happens. If you've ever had a job in an office, of course. Like, of course. I can't get over the fact that there was a TV show on Australian television called Bite Club. It really existed. This is the last thing I want to talk about, and it pisses me off to this day. Like, I work in comedy, right? I'm pitching ideas all the time. I'm out there. I'm giving people ideas. Well, here's an idea for a TV show. Here's an idea for a movie. And everyone's going, no, right? And I'm pitching ideas all the time, and I'm always getting rejected. And I would be okay with that. I would be absolutely okay with that. Like, I don't think my ideas are necessarily better than anyone else's ideas, but my ideas are definitely better than Bite Club. In a world in which a TV series called Bite Club was made, and I can't get over it, and I won't get over it. It is insane that we live in a world in which the TV show Bite Club was made, and I can't get a job, and other comedians and other people I know. And there's so many shows, there's so many people I know that are trying to pitch television shows getting rejected. But a show called Bite Club got greenlit. And here is the actual plot of Bite Club. And I'm not making this up, and it's not a comedy on any level. It was a serious drama. It like just a few years ago too. It was a show, I think it was Channel 10, maybe Channel 9, in which a group of shark attack survivors like met and called themselves the Bite Club. And a serial killer was killing people who belonged to the Bite Club, and he was biting them. That's real. That really happened. And Dominic Monaghan was in it. I think he was the biter. The guy from Lord of the Rings. He played Pippin. Merry. Man, I actually feel like a piece of shit for not knowing if he played Pippin or Merry, which one's, like, I get them confused, and I've watched the movies 100,000 times. Anyway, why am I not on the gala? All right, well, thanks everybody. Oh yeah. Also, once I was in a shop, in a cafe behind a woman, and she said to the guy, "Hey, can I get a chocolate milkshake heated up?" And he went, "What?" And she goes, "Can you make a chocolate milkshake but heat it up and hot in a cup, like a hot?" And he goes, "Like a hot chocolate?" And she goes, "No, I want a chocolate milkshake heated up." And he was like, "Yeah, but I can make you a hot chocolate." And she's like, "I don't want a hot chocolate. I want a chocolate milkshake heated up. I want it hot." And he was like, "Okay, so you don't want a hot chocolate? No, you want a chocolate drink that's hot? Yes. You want a heated up chocolate milkshake?" And she was like, "Yeah." And also, it was a 41-degree day. And again, like, she can vote. She can go out there and vote. She can be like, "Oh, yep, here's who I'm voting for today." And it counts. That's fucking crazy, man. That's fucking crazy. All right, thanks, everybody. Get onto my web store. Get onto my Patreon. I love you so much. Come and see my show. It's called Geggy at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. I'm doing 10 nights only. The amount of tickets that I have on sale are less than the amount of tickets I sold last year. So maybe get in quick. The Melbourne Comedy Festival website. It's at Cooper's Inn, 10 nights only. The show's called Geggy. I'll see you later. Love you. Bye.
The Greg Larson Show. The big unit is ready to go. The Greg Larson Show. Smack around on the Mazepam. A fresh custard, it